Have you been learning about manifesting, taking in content, absorbing everything you need to know, but still at times struggle to put it into practice when you need it? If so, this video is for you, and it's perhaps the video that you need that you didn't even know that you need. Welcome everyone. My name is Traci. I am Your Muse Traci, and I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I offer one-on-one coaching and also group coaching. In my coaching program, we take a deep dive into your subconscious programming or your belief system, and we do the work to change the programming that is effectively covering up and potentially masking your true nature. I will take you through the process of identifying and changing your programming. I also teach you how to integrate the creator belief system, which is what we're talking about in this video. And I also help you to release stored emotions from the past, as well as teaching you to honor and process your emotions on an ongoing basis, as well as much, much more. We meet 2 to 3 times per week, and in between the sessions, you also have email access to me. And it is an intensive month, but I designed it that way so that we are creating real transformation. This is for you if you want to move past the one-off coaching sessions that are sort of a band-aid. This program is not that. This program creates real transformation in every area of your life and returns you back to your true nature of being an effortless and unlimited creator. Most of my clients will stay with me 2 to 3 months to integrate these teachings. Some want to stay longer, some stay shorter. That's always up to you. That's your call. Either way, my clients come out of the program transformed and back in their ability to create everything they desire. They stop struggling, they stop suffering, and they finally understand how to apply all the manifesting knowledge that they've been consuming for sometimes years already. And again, that is exactly what this video is also about. But if you're interested in learning more about my coaching programs, you can find all the links to that in the description down below. And let's get into the video. So this is the thing that everyone, I don't care who you are, there are very few, if any, exceptions to this. Everyone has to work on this because most of us were not born into this type of belief system. Most of us. I mean, if you were, amazing, what a gift for you. But most of us were born into and taught a very different belief system. And if you've skipped this piece and went straight to manifestation techniques, this is the missing piece, okay? And this is the missing piece that makes all the techniques that Neville teaches work, okay? And without this piece, you struggle. And this is not a judgment or criticism. I used to do this for many years as well. This is the thing that kept me stuck in a particular loop for years. I've spoken about this loop, my loop in previous videos. So I'm not going to go into that here, but what I want to mention here is that this isn't coming from judgment. I went through this as well. And this is also coming from what I see with literally like all of my clients who come to work with me. And, again, they have been studying this. They've been watching this type of content for some time, okay, usually. So what is it that I'm talking about? Learning, it's that you have learned intellectually about manifesting. It resonates deeply with you. And since it resonates, you go, okay, then let me learn how to do it. Okay, so this makes sense. I believe this. and then let me learn how to do it. Great, we're off to the races. And so then you go set about learning techniques and practicing the techniques. And this can be anything from affirming, mental diets, visualization, inner conversation, any of these things, right? Only, I didn't know, this is the wrong mindset, right? So we learn about the intellectual knowledge, we learn about techniques, and we're off to the races. This is sort of the wrong mindset. And if you're like me, I didn't know it was the wrong mindset. And most of my new clients that come to work one-on-one with me also don't know that this is the wrong mindset, or maybe not wrong, but sort of misguided, in that it is setting about, with a big missing piece. You're missing a big piece of the puzzle or the recipe that manifesting is truly about. And I want to talk about Neville for a moment here and a little bit about his journey. And so one of Neville's first conscious creations was he was manifesting a trip to Barbados to see his family. And he was living at the time in the US, in New York City. And he had no money and he had no means of getting to Barbados. And so his teacher, Abdullah, told him, just visualize and live in the end. And in the end of already being in Barbados, you're not going to sleep tonight in New York. You go to sleep tonight as if you're already in Barbados. And so Neville would go and visualize and imagine himself as though he was already there, and trying to imagine he was there going to sleep in Barbados rather than in New York. He was doing what his teacher was telling him. And now weeks, I think even a month went by, and Neville didn't see any evidence of him being in Barbados. And so he wanted to try to go and talk to Abdullah about this, his teacher, Abdullah. And, so he did. He went and said, hey, Ab, it's been a month and I don't see anything happening. And Abdullah is known to have slammed the door in Neville's face, right? He basically refused to discuss this with Neville. So you see at this point that Neville was new to this. He was new to using his imagination to create his reality consciously. And he had some doubts, okay? He was looking for the evidence in the 3D reality, as we do, right? Even Neville did this. And what Abdullah was trying to teach him was to shut out the evidence of the senses and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Even when he slammed the door, he was trying to teach Neville, like, you slam the door on the 3D reality. So he, as a good teacher, denied even talking about this with Neville. Okay. And he was teaching Neville to persist in your assumption. Don't look for the evidence. Persist in the assumption before there's any evidence, and to have faith that his imagination is God. Okay. And these are the pieces that you must integrate yourself. I call it the foundation, or I also call it the creator belief system of manifesting. This is the foundation of manifesting, or law of assumption, because without this foundation, you will tend to only persist for a limited amount of time, and then you'll sort of fall off and look for evidence, get re-involved in the 3D, giving your power away and stalling out the whole process and any progress you made while you were persisting. This is exactly what you must stop doing if you want your techniques to work for you. You simply cannot skip this piece. This is the foundation of it all. And so how do you skip the foundation of anything? Let's take the simplest example, building a house. If you skip the foundation, if you just go start building your house on, I don't know, like not a foundation, you build it on whatever's there. There's shrubbery, there's, maybe some mud, I don't know, whatever's there. You just go and you start building the house. What do you think is going to happen to the house? It's going to crumble at some point. So you see, it's not really the techniques that are creating. The techniques are meant to shift you internally. And if you have a foundation of knowing that you are the operant power and that everything is a result of your consciousness, then in addition to that, all you need is a technique here or there to keep you in the state of the wish fulfilled. But you never really fall off because you have integrated the creator belief system and you have the foundation to fall back on when and if you need it. Likewise, if you don't have that foundation and you fall off momentarily and you don't have the foundation, then you don't simply fall off momentarily. You sort of spiral and the whole thing crumbles, and then you have to pick it up and start all over again. Get the point, right? So the foundation, integrating the creator belief system. How do you do it? That's the question that we're trying to answer here. So how do you take the intellectual knowledge and integrate it and be it? First and foremost is a decision. You decide that this is your new belief system. This is what you now choose to believe. You have chosen to trust this resonance that you feel with this information. You do feel resonance, otherwise you wouldn't be consuming this content, for, again, some length of time, years sometimes. You resonate, which is basically a remembering, by the way. It's a remembering, and it's guidance from your higher self. And you have decided to go all in, right? So you have this decision. You make a decision. This is what I'm now choosing to believe. And now it's still a process to convert your belief system. But the process starts with this decision. Okay, I want to make that very clear. Now, since you have decided, now you have to commit to the process of transforming your belief system. And to do this, you have to identify when the old belief system is showing up in your thinking and in your mindset. Here's some examples. People in my reality, other people in my reality have free will to do and say and think as they please. Or things in my reality are just happening. Or I'm not really in control of everything. It's these types of things. These are all thoughts from your old belief system. These are not thoughts from the law of assumption belief system or the creator belief system. You have to, identify when and how the old belief system is coming up and change it in the moment, brick by brick. This is like, I give this analogy sometimes. I really like this analogy because it conveys the idea that it's not just a one-off choice. It would be great if it was, but it's not. The choice is absolutely necessary. We start there. But, as you go through your life and your day, just like the music app analogy, you choose a station, right? You want to hear, let's say, rap music. You want to hear rap music. The music app is going to go about playing you some music, and it may not get it all right on the first go. So your job as the listener who wants to enjoy the music, if there's something that you no longer align with, you have to skip it. You have to train the algorithm. You have to thumbs down or skip it. Your belief system is the same. You start with the choice. Okay, I'm the operant power. I'm the creator of my reality. And you set off with this intention, with this decision, and your belief system may not conform all at once. So you have to pay close attention. And if there is an old belief coming up, you have to thumbs down or skip it, which means you deny the belief in it. You don't have to continue to believe in it. You have to do something, right? Just like with the music app, you have to do something. If you don't do anything, you're not training the music app to eventually play everything that you want to hear, just as you want it. If you do nothing, it's going to continue to play some you like, some you don't like. Your belief system is no different. When you see the old belief coming up, you have to catch it and say, no, I'm changing to this, right? So, per one of my examples, other people in my reality have free will to do and think and say whatever they please. When this shows up, you have to identify it and you have to go, no one in my reality has free will. Everyone is me pushed out. Everyone is conforming to my thoughts and ideas about them. And that's it. You go on with your day and wait for the next old belief to show itself to you, right? This is the process. When the old belief is showing up, here's a hint, it's some kind of victim mindset. That's always the case because that has nothing to do with law of assumption. In law of assumption, you're never the victim, okay? You are operant power. So any kind of victim mindset, you identify it as the old belief system and you say, I no longer believe that that is true. And you replace it with the new belief that I am creating everything. Everything is responding to me and reflecting me. And you can expand on that or keep it as simple and short as you would prefer to. That's not important. It's about catching it and changing it in the moment. If you do this with consistency and intention, your belief system changes from victim to creator. And you are creating the foundation from which you can now do your techniques. This part requires courage and faith, let's be honest. But let's also think about it for a moment, okay? You resonate with these ideas on some level. That's why you are here watching me. That's why you watch Law of Assumption and manifesting content regularly, because you resonate. And here's what I want to empower you. I want to empower you to trust this resonance. This is trusting yourself and trusting your own internal guidance and this compass from within. Even if it goes against everything that you've ever, learned, or everything you were taught and learned perhaps wasn't your choice, right? This, if you should decide, is what you are deciding to believe. It's your choice. And this is completely your decision. Your beliefs are a choice. You're either choosing them consciously or unconsciously. So I would highly recommend you choose them consciously. I would encourage you also to trust yourself more and develop more self-trust and respect towards your own internal compass. Even though there are some societal constructs and norms that want to lead you away from this, I want to encourage you to connect back with trusting yourself first and foremost, which means trusting your higher self as well, who is also guiding you and always has your back and is orchestrating everything and guiding everything in your life. So, I mean, what better guidance to trust than your higher self? I want to encourage you to reconnect with this guidance, and this is truly self-love, is connecting with and trusting yourself, trusting your choices, your decisions, respecting your own decisions, respecting your own guidance, respecting your own resonance. This is self-love. So this is how you integrate your intellectual knowledge. It is a process, right? We can't just hear the information and think that it sounds good, but stay operating from our old belief system. This is what will keep you in struggle mode. You don't need to be there. There is a way for you to not be there, and it's through this process of converting your belief system. And you integrate it because knowing doesn't mean anything unless you know how to use it and be it. Actually use the knowledge that you have. Knowing how to use the knowledge is true power and empowerment. So it would be completely in your own benefit and interest to get to know how to use these concepts and these teachings that do so deeply resonate with you and you do believe in at a deep core, even soul level. All right, you guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.